I'm going to go into a lot of really, I don't know, just different stuff that you typically don't hear people talk about. So go into this with an open mind. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and get started. So, my method of getting this information. So, I talk with what I call spirit guides. I've talked with Jesus. I've talked with Thouth, however you say it. I've talked with many different crazy, different beings about many different things. I've talked with many different alien races. I've talked with I don't know, just a lot of different stuff or different people, and I kept seeing all this stuff about the orbs, kept seeing all this stuff about the drones and all that, and I kept feeling like something just wasn't right. And I'm hearing all the different stories that all the different theories that everyone has, and that's pretty much anything from they're looking for a nuclear spills or something along those lines, or a nuclear missile that's missing, or they are all aliens and they're trying to disguise themselves as a drone, and they're really emitting some kind of frequency that's doing something to people, and and everything in between. And I just truly think that a lot of people are confused about it. So for me, I said, you know what, I'm going to feel into this and see what information I get from it. And I was actually pretty surprised at the amount of information that I did get. And again, this is going to go into talking about reptilians. It's going to go into talking about the elites of the world that are really running the world, and how our government's not true and all that stuff. So if that's not for you, just don't watch it and just listen to all my other awesome stuff that I talk about that doesn't go into this realm of things. But if you're curious about it, just listen. You might hear something that might make you I don't know, dive into that area and kind of see things for what it might be. All right, so without dragging it on any further, I went into my meditation. I asked to be led to figure out what was going on with this. I was greeted by a being from the I don't know if it would be called the felines or I don't know, it's a lion type of alien race. So it's a lion figure. I'm not really good with all the names of all the different stuff, so I apologize. But I was greeted by one of them, and he said, "Let me show you what's really going on." For anyone, also, I just want to say, for anyone that doesn't know, and I didn't know this until I had an experience, but reptilians, which I'll explain exactly what that is in just a second, their natural enemy is the feline people. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, he came down. He said, "Let me show you what's going on." So I was taken up and shown an orb in the sky, and I was brought to who was manning that orb that was there, and I saw it looked like a reptilian kind of being that was in there. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, reptilians are a race, an alien kind of race that are they're a very physical, very materialistic kind of race, and they feed off of fear, and they feed off of control and stuff like that. And they're in my belief, I believe that there are reptilians and maybe even other kind of alien races that are at the top of our world. I would say not just our government, of our world, that are kind of pulling the strings of things. Now, I don't think they're necessarily right in the mix of everything, but I think that they are heavily influencing everything that happens on Earth, such as the fear stuff that happens all the time. That's why the news is there. It's nothing but fear. And I'm going to go into this a little bit later, but they feed off of that. So the reptilians are manning the orbs, and I was like, well, what the heck? If the orbs are up there and it's reptilians, then why are the drones, which are government drones, why are they going and investigating these orbs? And I was shown that basically the government is manning these drones, the reptilians are manning the orbs, and they are putting on a show for us, basically. And they are trying to make it to where it is a normal thing that we see, and they're also introducing um, the technology to us. Now, the orbs, the reptilians, are able to man these crafts. I don't know this. This is just something that came to me earlier when I was writing everything down and formatting it to talk. I almost wonder if the reptilians, I almost wonder if humans in our form can't pilot or fly an orb or something that goes that fast, because there's been orbs that have been seen that are just going and turning on a dime and going so fast and so on. So anyway, what I do know is that there are reptilians manning those orbs, and the reptilians are actually, so this is a whole other topic that I'm going to just briefly go into. The reptilians are dividing right now. So like there's planets and there's other places with reptilians there that the reptilians aren't bad, and they're not like all this I don't know, fear mongering people. They're actually good. It's mainly at this time the ones on Earth are just incredibly they're living off of that fear and or yeah, feeding off of the fear and so on. So the they're splitting though, and there are some reptilians that are turning good, that are starting to see that this isn't the way, and they're also getting sick of their people that's in command treating them like crap, and they are starting to just turn on each other basically. Now the issue with that is these reptilians that are turning good they have a really big ego, and they have this really big transition that they have to make, and they are working towards that. And they are under the understanding that we are manning these orbs, and we're doing all this, and we're playing a role with this play that's going on. But when the time comes, we are going to be shifting, and we're going to be on the good side. But they're kind of like our inside men or whatever. So let me see. I want to make sure I'm staying on track, and I'm going off track. Let's see. So they have been risen. All right. So yeah. So getting sick of their all that stuff. So anyway, then they are basically they're feeling for us humans. They're starting to feel for us, and they are going through a big transition with them as a species on Earth, to where they're kind of leaning more towards the light. So the whole reptilian species is kind of changing, and they are turning on each other basically. So what's happening, this is the big part of that I know everybody's here for, and I'm rambling on. I've just never done anything like this, so I'm trying to figure out how to format it. So the elites, so let's say that the elites are reptilians, or they're someone else, or just some really powerful humans. I don't know what they are, to be completely honest. My belief is that it's some sort of reptilian beings, and there are a few of them that are pulling strings of everything in the world. But they are planning to stage fights with aliens. And that is what I was shown is going to happen, is that there are going to be fights with aliens, which are going to be those orbs. It's literally going to be a fight with the other reptilians. And it's going to be like this play that's going on in the skies. And there's also going to be, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Project Bluebeam, but it's where there's going to be holograms in the sky, and they're like, it looks real to us, but it's not really real. So they're going to be doing a lot of that. Now, when they do that, there's going to be damage to military equipment, like military planes, like they're going to be going in, because our military is going to believe that there is an alien invasion. So they are going to be going after these orbs, and these orbs are just going to be blowing them out of the sky, and nothing's going to be able to really hurt or penetrate these orbs. So what's going to happen there is we're going to be like, oh my gosh, there's aliens coming down and invading Earth. and there's going to be some damage to some cities or some towns and things like that, as far as not direct like aiming it at them, but like from the fighting that's going on, there's going to be some damage that's going to go on in some cities and so on. So as that happens, the government, and this is just all stuff that I've channeled and I've seen, so take it with a grain of salt, but put some weight into it if you want to. So the government is then going to deem that it is unsafe for us to fly and for us to travel in that means. So the airlines are going to be, I don't know, I don't think they're going to be completely shut down, but I think that they are going to be brought to a minimum of operation. So I think that they're going to say it's basically unsafe to fly through the sky because these aliens are out there and they are trying to kill us, basically, when in reality, it's either a hologram or it's the reptilian, the elite reptilians, just killing our own military, because our military is going to believe that it is something, there's an actual threat there. All right, so then, let me see where I'm at. So yeah, we're not going to be able to travel, and this is in an effort to isolate us, because when they isolate us, it allows for more control, because we can't just go places. We are in one set place. Yes, we can drive. I did not get any kind of indication that they are going to be shutting down any kind of roads or any other kind of travel. It's only been the air travel that I've been brought to. So we'll see with that. But they're going to say it's unsafe and you need to stay where you're at, and we're gonna take care of this. And then it's all about that fear. That fear is there, and this is like their last ditch effort to manifest that fear, because when they spread fear, it keeps our vibration down and it raises their energy. So they are then able to have more power. They're able to be stronger, basically. And we are weaker. And our allies are weaker as well because the energy is low. So I want to make sure I'm at the right point. So I'll just go into it and then catch back where I'm at. So basically, if we are raising our vibration, we are then aiding with the good and dampening the bad's energy to be able to do what it needs to do. So with all that being said, they isolate us and they're spreading fear, and our energy is way down. And at this point, this is when the good reptilians start to make their takeover, and then along with that, other races start to join in. And once they join in, and that in other races, I mean like the feline people, the mantis, I mean whatever kind of people are out there, the Pleiadians, the Greys, just all that stuff. So they are going to join in. And also, I want anyone that's here before, don't just leave thinking he's super crazy. There's never going to be aliens that's going to come down like this. You are right. There aren't going to be aliens that are going to come down like this. It's going to be disguised, and I'm going to get in that in just a second. So the good reptilians, other races, they start to put a stop to this. And then we start to move in to this utopia kind of planet. And I know that's extremely hard for any of us to imagine, including myself. I'm not going to act like I sit here and believe that everything's going to be amazing. Super hard to believe, but I do want to believe it. And if it's something that I'm divinely shown, I'm going to believe it, because I have been right about many things because of the messages and the conversations that I've had. So I trust myself and I trust what I'm getting. Where am I at? All right. So the big thing to understand is why they have to wait until this point is because there's universal laws that everyone in the universe has to abide by. Now, the elites are infringing on our free will, and they are taking advantage of us and so on. But and the good are already here, and they are starting. As you can see, the world's starting to turn around, and they are starting to turn this energy around here, but it hasn't been a full-on takeover yet because there are rules, and they can't just come down and just do that right this second. So once that control starts happening where they're dividing us and they're saying you can't leave, you can't do this, then that's, for whatever reason, that's when they are able to fully step in and start to do a takeover of whatever that means. Now, this is the key part. This does not mean that we're going to see alien ships coming down and aliens are going to get out and be on our TVs and say, everyone, you need peace, you need to, stop doing this, I don't know, whatever. That's not the way that it's going to happen. It's actually going to come across as humans, and they are going to either be influencing humans in top spots, or they're going to be taking the shape of humans to do whatever it is that they need to do. So once they start taking action, they start doing that. They are going to be doing it behind the scenes, and they are going to, like I said, it's not going to be a full contact situation where there's aliens all over the place. They will be hiding from humans for the most part, and it's going to look like inner conflict between humans. So, for example, it would look like, I don't know, like U.S. versus Russia, or the Democrats versus Republicans, or whatever. It's going to look like that, and there's going to be this big event that's happening that is going to be, it's going to be dampened for us to where we aren't like in shock by it. It's going to be played out behind the scenes. I can't find a good way to explain that, but it's going to just not be full front there. Now, with that being said, we are going to there's going to be a war between the good and the bad. Now, how that's going to play out, I don't know, but I do know that the ending is good. At least that's what I've been shown. Now, while that's happening, we are going to just be here observing, and the aliens or the ships or the UFOs or whatever we want to call it, it's going to become normal. Like, we're going to know that there is an alien presence, that there's other alien species that are coming down the earth and that are doing stuff, but we're not going to be 100% sure on what exactly is going on. My belief with this is because us as a collective, we're super fragile. And if we are told, hey, aliens are coming down and we're doing all this and everything's great, it's going to cause us to start taking things into our own hands, and it's going to just cause a lot of ruckus, basically. And so I think that is why they are keeping it all behind the scenes, because they're trying to not have us go all crazy on each other and so on. Now, as this war between the good and the bad goes on, it's going to go on behind the scenes. Now, I want to say that there are some good reptilians in top spots right now, and I'm not going to go into specifics with that because I don't want to, but I am going to say, starting in January, there are some good reptilians that are going to be in charge, that are going to start to shift things. The issue with that is they are battling that ego. So at any point, they could go back to the bad side, which I don't think they are, and I don't have any indication that they are. But I do see that they are trying to bring that good in, I guess is the best way I would say. Because right now there is a war between good and bad, but not like it is going to get, basically. So they are bringing in that good, and they're trying to transition and drop their ego. So some of the people that you may think, oh, they are a good reptilian, maybe, who knows, but they still seem like a complete asshat, or they seem like they have this big ego. Well, that's probably because they are one of the transitioning reptilian people that are trying to make that good mark and trying to make that transition. And also, I just want to say this: the bad reptilians already know that there's good reptilians out there that are like going against them, but it's this kind of like deceiving battle that's going on between the two. And also, I'm not going to act like I know all the ins and outs of all that, because I don't. I'm just saying what I've been shown. All right, so a couple more things, and then I'm going to get back into the UFO stuff really quick. So when our vibration's down, they take control. They can take control easier. So it's important for all of us to raise our vibration as much as possible. Which, if you haven't noticed, there's been a big push in the world for everyone to raise their vibration and get into their spiritual place and all that kind of stuff. And that this is why, because it's coming down to this, because when our vibration is raised, their vibration is lower, and they're not able to work as effectively as they would be when we're all in fear. When we're in fear, they're stronger, and so on. So it's more important now to keep your vibration up than ever. And then any channelers that are watching this, and by channelers, anyone that talks with aliens or spirits or guides or any of that kind of stuff, right now is a time for you to rise up and continue your connection and try to bring forward the information that needs to be brought, because you are going to be used to spread information such as this. Now, I am going to probably start doing, I'm thinking about it at least, every Sunday, I'm going to do like an energy update or something of where we're at as a collective or whatever. And that's the type of stuff that us channelers need to be doing, is that kind of stuff, and helping people to raise vibration and helping people to understand that what is going on isn't this big scary alien race coming to get us. It is, it's good. It's good that it's happening. All right, so yeah, I talked about channelers, and we are going to be the bridge between the good aliens and the people, basically. Now, really quickly, I want to talk about Project Bluebeam, because anybody that doesn't know Project Bluebeam it's this project that was leaked that from the government or the elites or whatever you want to call it, that says that they are going to use holograms in the sky to make us think that there are alien invasions happening. Now, that is true to a certain point, but they're actually doing that. They actually leaked that program, Project Bluebeam, so that way all the conspiracy theorists, which are people that really actually know what the hell is going on most of the time, they are like, oh, it's Project Bluebeam. That's not really aliens. They're not really fighting. But in reality, they are. And what's going to be spread as, no, that's Project Bluebeam. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. And then there's going to be people that are like, oh my God, there's aliens fighting in the sky and whatever. But what's actually happening is a war between good and bad. And it's going to be behind the scenes. There is going to be some stuff that's going to happen in our skies. And it's going to look real scary, but really it's just them trying to induce fear. And the actual battle between the good and the bad is going to be a lot more behind the scenes than it is anything in the sky and so on. So it's basically, Project Bluebeam is to get us confused. And it's a very strategic way to get us confused. And the more confused we are, the more we have no clue what's going on, and we just are scared of everything. So then there's going to become a new normal. And that new normal is one where alien races are helping us. They're helping us by bettering the world. They are helping us with understanding how the universe works and how the world works. But it's going to be in the skies, like I already mentioned. It's not going to be aliens giving us direction. What it's going to be is a channeler or someone that understands the language of them, that's going to be communicating with them and giving that to the masses. And what's going to happen is, as a country, as a world, we are going to be divided in different sections, not like states. It's almost like regions of the United States and other countries. And this isn't to divide us or separate us in a sense. They're actually separating us into different divisions and what was the word they gave me? To focus towards a harvesting goal. I have absolutely no clue what a harvesting goal means. But what I do know is they are saying that it is to help, as a collective, to help heal the earth and heal the energy of the earth. Almost like undoing all the crap that's happened, all the negative, all the damage, all of the everything. And I don't know what that means. It could look like one region is set to meditate every day for an hour, and then the other region is set to plant more trees. And I don't know. I truly don't. But that is what I was shown. So at this time, I'm taking it all the way back now. At this time, the alien stuff going in the or the the orbs and the stuff. It's actually so we have bases under the ocean, and by we I mean like the elite. So they have and humans and reptilians and other alien races are working together under our oceans. I fully believe it, and if you don't, it's okay, but I do. And I think that if there's one place on Earth where they can hide, it's underground because we're not going there. And you know, on Earth, like not on Earth, on solid ground, we can dig. But when we get into the ocean, you're going 30,000 feet down, or I don't know, however far. No one's going to be able to get there, and there are bases that are under there, and these drones are coming from those bases. They're also, or so are the orbs. The orbs are coming from these places, and there's a cloaked ship that is outside of our orbit, like outside of the Earth's atmosphere, that is sending orbs ships down as well. And it's all kind of just a big working act that's happening. And I do want to assure everyone that it is being very heavily monitored by the Galactic Federation and the people in charge of our universe and our galaxy. Like literally, if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like totally like that in a way. It's so weird, but it's kind of like that. You know, there are people that have our best interests or have the universe and the galaxy's best interest at hand. So when you see the drones, they are going up to these orbs. Now, also that's something that I forgot to mention. In some of these cases, these orbs are coming down and they're part of the elite system. But these drones are our military drones. Like the military doesn't know. At least almost all of the military doesn't know what's going on. So when these drones are coming up to these orbs and then they're just losing power or they're getting shot down or whatever, that is because the orbs have that ability. They have a field around them, a magnetic field that messes up all electronics. So that's why these orbs are coming down, and the drones are our military looking into it, but it's all orchestrated by the elites. They know exactly what's going on, and they are spreading this fear along with normalizing all this stuff in the skies. So with all that being said, I wanted to bring this because I channeled all this and I was like, whoa, this is a lot of crazy good information. Like for me, it's not crazy at all. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is normal, good information. But for some, this is like, what the hell are you talking about? Reptilians and feline people, like whatever. Like I understand this is a lot to take in, and I understand that this is not your normal talk. But I promise you, it's real, and that there are other races of beings out there. It's documented throughout history, and plus we live in a humongous. I mean, you can't. There's got to be other stuff out there. So I just want you to go into this with an open mind. So, what was it? Yeah? Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say that I want to assure everybody that everything is under control ish, and our best interest is being held. So we have the upper hand. All we have to do is try to raise our vibration, and we have no idea just how much that actually helps. And if we can do this, and us channelers, any channeler that's watching, hone in on your skill, start to connect, we are going to come out on top, and it is going to be it's going to be good, because right now the bad elites are seeing that the good is starting to prevail and that the good is starting to shift, and they are trying their last ditch effort to get us under control, and it's just not happening, unfortunately, at least for most of us. So with all that being said, I want to thank everyone for watching this. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and if you have any questions, send me a message or comment or whatever, and I'd be more than happy to answer that question. If not, thanks for tuning in, and I will have this on YouTube. So if you didn't catch the whole thing, It'll be on YouTube, my YouTube channel, the Center for Healing and Integration, within the next, I don't know, hour or two. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to talk about. All right. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of your week and an amazing new year. If you're still watching, make sure that you go into the new year with the energy that you want to have in the new year. If you want an energy of, I'm going to be on my game and everything's going to be, good, and I want to keep everything in order, well, don't go out and get sloshed, smashed drunk in a bar. It's just not good energy. What you should do is, if you want to get drunk, I would just suggest not to, but if you want to, go hang out with some friends around the fire or something, or hang out with good people, some family or something, and just try to bring that good energy in. So when you transition into the new year, you move forward, because at the end of the year, there is a shedding of all the things we no longer need and the things that we've been wanting to shed all year. That's why a lot of the times it feels like the world's falling apart at the end of the year, because everything's shedding. But also, the beginning of the year is a time for the new stuff to come in. And we're shown all the things that we need to work on moving forward that year. And that's why everybody goes to the gym. That's why everybody's like, you know what, this year I'm going to start fresh. And it's all because there's a new energy that comes in. There's a cycle there. So trust the cycle, roll with the cycle, and just allow yourself to, have a good year. All right. Again, any questions or anything, send them to me. Patty, thank you for saying thank you. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you all the next time. And keep an eye out for the Sunday thing that I was talking about, because I am going to start to do like a Sunday energy check-in with the collective or something. I have no clue. I have no clue what I'm doing in life right now. I'm just rolling with it. Like, I'm about to get my pilot license. I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now, but I am happy, and that's all that matters, and I am going where I feel led. So I thank you all, and I will see you next time.